today's story. That could change at any time.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't have to go back.
Yeah. You know what? He actually likes to go overseas.
Yeah, most people do. They do.
He like it over there. He does IT, so he ain't in too much danger. You're always in danger, but you know what I mean?
Mhm.
He's just not in as much because he pretty much does IT work for the military. So that's good that he's not like kind of in the thick of things or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
So yeah, but that's the scenario. Yeah, that's the scenario. So camera look like
I'm on my tablet so I can try to do some work. I've been kind of slow coming off Benadryl from yesterday, so
Lord.
been slow all day. But I'm kind of, it's wearing off now, so now I want to do some work.
Oh boy. Let's see.
Sound like me, tired. Oh, yeah. You want me to let him in or what?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, let him in. I'm over here doing setting up the YouTube. So yeah, you go ahead and let him in. That would be good to go there. Yeah. I just sent another email out a minute ago as well. So.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, Mr. Dunbar.
Hey, how are you? Hey, where you been at? You've been missing from everything.
Yes, I am. I was supposed to call you today. I'm like, oh God, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah, I think I got an idea where you was at because I talked to your daughter twice. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So I call you tomorrow and we'll talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, guys. Hey, Mr. Norris, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Ain't too
Yeah,
much,
you
brother.
got it.
I'm gonna put you out there because you family, and we all, you've been here forever with us, man. So my condolences. I know you lost your father, brother.
Yeah.
So prayers going out to the family. I lost my dad back in 2010, and I saw your story. We wrote about the story about the situation.
Yeah.
No, brother. Yeah, my condolences on that, man. My condolences. Definitely. Prayers out for you and the family, your kids, everybody. Man.
Appreciate all the prayers. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So we're gonna get rolling with our introductions, but what I'm gonna check before we get started to see if anybody has a question about something. But I've got a lot of questions on this Google all-in-one thing, and I want to touch on it again just because it keeps coming up in different manners. And so two things. One, I want to touch on it because it's coming up in questions and about different things about the all-in-one. And two, I'm going to touch on it because I'm going to be doing a training in about a month on it. It's going to be in April. It's not going to be in March. It's going to be in April. But I'm going to be doing a training, but it's going to be a 6-hour training. So it's going to be 2 trainings, 3 hours apiece. But I'm going to be doing that, and it's going to be totally on you using Google as an all-in-one to do everything from calling to documenting to transferring to sharing to storing to using it as a CRM. So you guys can stop, because it's just too many people that are trying to pay for a CRM, figure the CRM out, it's becoming a stopping point for them. Then they don't do anything. It's just really confusing. And like I said before, I was using the all-in-one that I use currently. I used Google for, I don't know, probably a decade. Yeah, I mean, it was probably a decade I used Google as my all-in-one before I bought into an all-in-one. And again, 10 years. I mean, I was making money and still using the free Google all-in-one, because at most you have to store, and you could get a terabyte. You know what I mean? I think a terabyte or two from Google for $9.99. So your biggest expense is $9.99. And then if you want to add like something to your email so that you can tell, because this is something else that I keep seeing Sharanda answer as well, about your emails, knowing that your emails have been read, which is important when you're sending emails to know that people have opened your emails. Google Gmail has something that you can attach through Google, an add-on that's like, I think it's $7.99 a month or something like that. So for a total of about $18, you can actually run everything through Google as opposed to paying for a CRM and figuring all of that stuff out. So we're gonna talk about that today, and I'll tell you guys more about the training at the end. But right now, just let you guys know that that's kind of where we're gonna be at. If you guys have a question, not about that, about something else before we get into that, throw it in the chat real quick so we can get that answered before we get into that particular topic. And then when we're going through that topic, if you have any questions, y'all can throw them in the chat, and we'll stop every 10 or 15 minutes or whatever and answer any questions that are in there. So I am going to turn it over to Sharanda Ivy so that she can do her introduction, and I'll see if John is with us this evening. If he is, he'll do his introduction, then we'll get moving on some information. So appreciate you guys all again for being here. And Sharanda Ivy, the floor is yours.
Letting them in. Sorry about that.
I got you. I'll let him in while you talk.
All right, Sharanda Ivy here at Byron, Georgia. Been with Legal Shield. This is our 10th year. 50K ring earners, CDLP certification trainers, #1 field trainer in the company for we earned that twice since we've been in the company. And we've written over 1,000 personal memberships, going up on 2,000 now, production award. And I got, we're Sapphire Elite Associates, but focusing on this space, the transportation and commercial industry, this division of our company. The cross-selling is, definitely what I really, began to incorporate into my business, and it made a difference. Just realizing that I was servicing the whole individual. So it comes with learning though, because you have to make sure you understand, make sure your client understands the plans that you're offering, because they are different. But definitely focused on this space. Definitely work with a lot of associates, just trying to help them hit their goals. I host the accountability call on Thursday night, more of a mastermind, definitely. We've moved that to 8 p.m. Just to, because of just, people want to stay on longer, but we definitely put it up at 8 p.m. and try to definitely respect everybody's time, especially mine. So, but definitely, just having individuals to be able to mastermind with others, see what they're doing, helping them change some processes in their business. And so definitely it's been working out. Those associates are definitely having some success there. So you can welcome to join in. The registration paper, the sign up sheet is on the CDLP Facebook page. Up at the top is pinned up there. You're welcome to come to that. It is accountability, and accountability is about, showing up. So, but we invite you to definitely come to mastermind with us. So with that, back over to you, Dunbar.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
All right, let me get us pinned here real quick. Where you at, Sharanda? Let me see. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to clear this thing up a little bit here. All right. So Robert Dunbar, been with Legal Shield 14 years, trained with the company for about 8 years, and just love helping people with in the CDLP space. Love helping people in the sales space in general, but really stopped at the CDLP because I really liked that it was niche. And we felt like it needed a lot of help here because there wasn't a lot of concentration from different leaders in the company because they were focused on all the areas of the company. The business solutions department was really busy running their general regular group space in a small business. So we kind of just took charge and started really putting some things together on this side, on the training side. And this is just kind of where it led us. I mean, we've gone on now 5 years doing this Monday night Zoom, which started as a call that we were doing. And then of course, the Facebook page, I believe, is somewhere 3,000, 4,000 people or something like that on that page, where you guys can congregate, talk, and network, and ask questions and all that stuff. So it's been a good run. It's been fun. It's been exciting, and hopefully there's been a lot of people who've been able to benefit, write more business, open up groups, all those, and even make a decision to take this side of the business more serious by being involved in these calls. And as well, showing the Ivy's Thursday call. So I am a 100K ringer, got 250K ringers on my team, got several awards on all sides of the business, on business solution side, on the networking side, and all of those different things. But what we're here to talk about is CDLP sales and those things. And anybody who attended the training this past Saturday, congratulations for getting that refresher. It was free. So anybody that took that got something out of that, I really hope that you're able to utilize that benefit to growth in your business with on the CDLP side of things. So I don't see any questions in the chat, so we're gonna go ahead and move forward with the information that we said. So just a quick, I guess, overview before I go into any screen sharing or anything. And I'm gonna get up just a show of hands. So not even a show of hands, but inside the chat, I'm gonna ask you guys to kind of talk inside the chat on this. But if anybody is using a CRM, either using a CRM and having some complications with it being complicated or overwhelming or anything like that, right? Just put me in the chat. If you are not using a CRM at all, right, and you need something to manage your contacts, put me in the chat. Right, so this we know who we're speaking to make sure we're speaking to the right audience. If you don't know what a CRM is, put me in the chat, right? So if you say I don't even know what that is, put me in the chat, because I know some people that just obviously don't know what a CRM is. And this is important because you guys are doing business to business. I know some of you all are probably still doing some B2C, but you're doing business to business. And the quickest way to become overwhelmed is to not be organized and to not have a system in place for you to process your dialing and the details and your contacts and all those different things. So what we're going to talk a little bit about today briefly is just how Google works as kind of an all-in-one if you know how to use it, because Google has a lot of tools, but unless you understand the art of using Google, then you won't benefit from those tools. Right? So they've got everything from email to being able to create forms to ask questions to your clients, get feedback from your clients. You can use Google Docs, in Google Drive. And all of these things are similar to the same kind of tools that Microsoft has. In my opinion, the Google tools are a little better. They're a little bit more interactive with other software. Plus, Microsoft costs money and Google doesn't. So if that's not the biggest deal there, is that you have to have Microsoft 365 or a Microsoft package in order to access a lot of Microsoft tools. And with Google, you can do everything from PowerPoint to a spreadsheet to anything else, and you can do all of those things directly through Google. So you're able to benefit that way. So let me see the me's in the house. Okay, we got a few me's. All right, so I see about, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 me's. So does that mean that everybody else in this audience, because there's 36 people here, so that means that 25 people here are actively using a CRM and know exactly what they're doing with it? If that's you, right, put I in the chat. Put I in the chat if you're using a CRM right now and you pretty much know what you're doing. Good stuff, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, keep them coming, keep them coming. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it looks like we got about 12 or 13 people who are actively using the CRM, and they've got that under control. And then it looks like we got about another 10 people who, right, they answered me to the other 3 questions, right? So that means we've got about 10 to 12 people on here who you just on here because you just ain't got nothing else to do on a Monday night, huh? And it's okay. I just want you to participate in your own rescue. That's why I'm asking that question. I just don't know why you would get on the call and not participate at 9:30, at 8:30 at night. That's the only reason I'm asking, right? So you're either using one, good, or you're not using one, or you don't know what one is, or whatever the case may be. So it looks like we're almost at a third, right? So because we don't know the people who are not responding, we don't actually know what the situation is. So I'm going to show you guys how you can use Google to benefit in some way here in this space again. And then for those who are actively using a CRM, just bear with us, because this may not be as beneficial to you. Maybe some things about what I'm talking about you can benefit from, but there may be some of this that doesn't benefit you because you're good. And I don't want to knock you off of that. So if you're in a good place with your CRM, you understand it just fine, like, don't move and switch over unless it's really some information that's going to get you to do that. Does that make sense, guys? So, and I just want you, don't take this training as I should switch. This is for the people who are in that space. If you're good, then just hang out with us, and you might benefit from some of the nuggets in it. But you don't leave your space with your CRM unless maybe it's a cost effective thing and you want to do it for that reason. So, couple of things. Another question in the chat. Another question. How many people are familiar? Are not? Let me say not. Let me switch that. How many of you are not familiar with Google Voice, and therefore you don't have a Google Voice number? Put me. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, all right. That's a good point. 14. Some more coming in. All right. So we almost at half the people. Okay. So and I'm bringing that up because I'm gonna mention, I'm not gonna go through like a thorough training on it or anything, but I'm going to talk about it because this is a way, again, whenever you're building any kind of business or doing anything, I mean, I don't care whether you're parenting, working at your job, or building a business, it's all about workflow. Yes. It's all about that state of flow, being able to operate your business, right, without it being a hassle. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And Sharanda, you already know, if I say something that you want to chime in on because I'm right or I'm wrong, or you just got a different opinion on it, just you know what I mean, just unmute yourself and pop on in. You already know how to do that. And I don't see John still, so we good. Where we at? All right, so Sharanda's gonna be jumping in if she feels like she's got some input on this, because she loves working with a CRM as well. She's been doing that for a while. So, all right, let's do some screen sharing real quick. All right, so I'm gonna start with calendar. Yeah, I know I love to start with the calendar, so all about being organized. Let me change this to debut real quick. All right, so if y'all see any familiar names in there, don't worry about it. Just focus on the training. So for those who missed me talk about this before, I'm just gonna go through a quick process of how I document how I'm working with somebody, or how I put a new person into my system. So this obviously is Google Calendar, one of Google's many apps. If I go over here to this box, right, with this square box with these dots, and I click on it, it lets you know all the different tools that I have through Google. And all of these tools are at no cost, right? And obviously I'm not going to go over all of them today, but it's important to know that right there, Google has a lot of things that you can utilize to build your business at no cost. And it's a cloud. That's what I like about Google as well, because it's a cloud. You can take these things with you, right? It doesn't matter what's going on. You can lose it. You can throw your computer in a river and go buy another one and then log into Google and all of your data will still be there. That's the great thing about it. You don't have to worry about being shut away from your data because you didn't make your last payment. So because you didn't make that last payment, they won't let you access your information because there is no payments to make to Google, right? So you're good there as well. So no matter what your financial situation may be this day, this month, this week, you're still gonna be able to access your business and make phone calls, which is gonna be very important to you. So if that's gonna be important to you, put a yes in the chat. Being able to do that IPA, the income producing activity. So along here on the right-hand side, these are me being able to access some of my other tools that I'm going to be using here. And I can also get add-ons right here if I click this plus. Something that we're not going to do today, but when I'm adding things on, if I want to add on that tool that I mentioned that allows me to have Gmail let me know that somebody opened up my email, I can add that tool by going to get add-ons and then adding it there as a tool. And it's a free app, but they have some paid things inside that app that you can use that you may decide that you want to use. If you say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take the free view, then you go ahead and do that, right? That's totally fine, but they do have some in-app purchases on that if you want to use it. And remember, if you run out of space, Google gives you a certain amount of space for free, but if you run out of space, I believe you can pay $2.99 for about 200 gigs. I'm not 100% sure on the numbers, but somewhere around there. I think you get 200 gigabytes for about $2.99, and I believe you can get 1 to 2 terabytes for about $10 a month, which is really nothing. I'm not telling you how to spend your money when I say nothing, but as opposed to how much value you get out of 1 or 2 terabytes, $9.99 is pretty low price, and that's going all the way across Google. So that means that 1 or 2 terabytes will be covering you no matter what you're doing on Google, whether you're in your email, calendar, Google Photos, saving videos, it doesn't matter what you're doing, saving documents, it all will go towards that 1 to 2 terabytes, and that is a lot of space, right? That's a lot of space. So just keep in mind, if you know what a gigabyte is, 1,000 gigabytes is a terabyte. So you got a lot of space in there for that amount of money. So let's take a contact from scratch, just in general, right? If I meet, and I'm gonna use Anthony Norris because I see him, and I'm just gonna say it's Norris Logistics is the name of the company. And I met Norris Logistics, and I'm going to put Norris Logistics inside my calendar as an account because I'm going to use them as my CRM, right? So they're managing my contact. That's what a CRM does. A CRM is a contact management system, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add Norris Logistics here. I'm going to go ahead and go to contacts. So you got contacts on the right. I'm going to go ahead and click contacts. And it's going to load contacts that I already have in the system, but I can go ahead and add contacts here as well once I do that. So see, I've got contacts already here. I can go right up here and I can say I want to create a contact. And that's how I will put this person in the system. So I can put Norris Logistics. And actually, you know what? Let me do this. Anthony Norris. And then I'm gonna put Norris Logistics here. So that's the name of the company. If Norris is the safety director, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there just so it's in his file that he's the safety director. If he has an email, I'll put that email. Hey, Norris, what, never mind. Don't even, you ain't gotta tell me because I got it over here somewhere. So I'm gonna take Anthony Norris's email. And obviously you would get this wherever you have it at, you know, wherever you got it at in your system. Right? And then I'm gonna drop his phone number right in there, right? If I want to put his birthday as a reminder so it shows up on my calendar. Again, you may have heard Sharanda talk about this when Sharanda talks about contact management system and keeping up with your people, right? So me putting Anthony Norris's birthday in here as a contact will now put that on my calendar, so I can always reach out to him and say happy birthday. So all the way on the left-hand side, if you follow my cursor, see how I've got birthdays clicked over here? That means that any contact that I have their birthday, it's going to show up on my calendar.
1021.
Say that again?
1021.
1021. What year is that, brother?
65.
10. Hold on. I'm having you said
1021 65.
65. All right, there we go. So I got his birthday in there. Oh, I'm sorry, I put it in the wrong place. What I'm doing. Hold on. Cut it from there, drop it in there. Let me see. All right. So I got his birthday in there and any notes. So if I wanted to put any notes on this contact, I would just type them in there, right? So now I have that in there. If I wanted to ask, I hit show more, see what else it has that I can put, right? Phonetic first name, middle name, nickname, file as all of those different things. If I got more phone numbers, address for the place that the business, I can put that in there, which is important because when I go to set an appointment, it'll put the address inside that calendar event already if I have the address to Norris Logistics. So putting these things in here ahead of time is going to help you, because then when you go to set an appointment or do anything, those details will populate automatically once you do that. So you see what it says: website, related people, chat, internet calls, meaning that I've called him using Google Voice or anything like that. That would all pull up in here as a contact. So I've got the information in here that I want to put in here right now, and I'm just saving them in there as a contact. And that's just, oh, let me do that again. Hold on. Make sure I'm doing this right. I don't know why it's telling me that your birth date is wrong, brother. I don't know what that means. Month, day, year. So do I gotta put a slash? 10.
Yeah, put the slash.
Put the slash 21. See if they do it like that. See if they let me do it like that. All right, there we go. So it's in there now. So let's see if I save it, it's gonna work. All right, new contact created. See, you can put his picture in there. Look at that. See how handy that was? So it's got his picture in there and I got him in there as a contact. Now, the interesting thing is Anthony Norris is already in my contacts. So as you see what it did, again, contact management, guys, right? And these things are important, especially when it comes to workflow. If you notice on the right-hand side, what it's showing me is, this is showing me that emails either came from him or went to him from my system. And this shows me that I've had a meeting with him before. Does that make sense, everybody? So it's now showing me details of my relationship with this contact. So if I click more, now it's showing me every time an email went to him or came from me, and every time I've had an appointment with him. So keep in mind, once you add these contacts in your system, when you start prospecting this person, you'll be able to look at what kind of prospecting you did with them right on the side without even being inside your calendar. So this is truly keeping up with your appointments and everything with that person. And I can clearly just click this right here, and it's now going to take me to Gmail, to the email that I sent Anthony, or that he sent me, whatever the case may be in that circumstance. Sorry for my computer speed over here. All right, so this is the email that I sent to him. So it's pulling that email up. So if I ever wanted to review an email that I sent to him, it's going to click on that email and it's going to take me there. And then if I go to the calendar event and I click on here, it's going to take me to an event that he's a part of and open it right up so I can go into details. So you can always go in here and figure out, right, what's going on with that particular contact if you need to. So hopefully that's helpful. So you get them in there as a contact, and then once you get them in there as a contact, now you can set appointments. You can do whatever you want to do with that particular person once you have them in here. So if I say Anthony click here. Now, again, because I have his email in here, because I have his phone number in here, I can set an agenda with him right here, right? I can either go to an event that's already set up and continue there, or if I want to set up a fresh one, I can email him right here, or I can simply click this and it's going to open up to schedule an event with Anthony, right? Now, typically I stay in the same event with the person and I just keep adding details in that circumstance, right? So I'll show y'all what I mean by that. So I'm just going to take another. I normally use errands because I know that populates easier. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and take this because it populates easier. Decision maker appointment on blending, March 20th. So I'm gonna open this up. And this is actually another example that I did with Doretha, you might actually be on here right tonight. But this is an example that I did here, just showing how you can make a decision maker appointment with that client. So in this circumstance, the client is not Anthony, right? The client is Aaron's, which is a furniture store. So I'm showing here where I have an appointment with Aaron's, and I've got the details, the address, I've got it color coded, the color that I wanted. Anybody else that's a part of that meeting I have here. So in this example, I've got Joe Smith as a part of this appointment. I've got Doretha Hall as a part of this appointment. And then I have myself as a part of this appointment. You can add as many people as you want. So if you've got a workout partner that you add to your appointments, or let's say you're somebody that does business with people in other states because you may have an account that's in more than one place. You can simply say, okay, I have this account, but I have a location in another city or state that somebody else works for me. You can add them to this appointment and click it. And now it's already set up. And all they have to do is accept the appointment. They don't have to put any details in it because you've already done it, right? So you've accomplished that part of it. Now you put whatever details in here you need to put in here, right? The details for the appointment, what happened, right? You're detailing that as you go along. And every time you open this appointment up, the details from the last appointment are going to be right here in the same space. So now you can review before you make your next move, right? So remember, the account, you've got the details in here, so you don't have to worry about that. If there's any attachments that's needed, let's say this is a logistics company, right? Not this company, but let's say you're talking to a logistics company and you've got their safety score or some PDF that has some information or an image that you need to look at while you're making that phone call to that person, right? You can attach it right here. So you see this? All you gotta do is hit the paperclip, add the attachment, and then it'll show up right here. So let's say I'm in this appointment and I have this here because I need to look at it while I'm talking to that prospect. All I need to do is click this PDF and it's gonna open up right on the screen while I'm having that conversation with the client. So I'm not going to get anything from anywhere. I don't have to open up a dialog box and find my file or find my image, any of those things. That's all going to be inside the appointment. So I don't have to worry about doing that, right? So I'm not going to wait for this to populate because we don't need that to see that. I just want you guys to see that I can do it right from inside the appointment. So all the details concerning the appointment can go in this detail box and you can type as far down as you want to, because as long as you hit enter, you can keep on going down. As you see here, so there's no amount of space that you have here. You got as much space as you need. And every time you set this appointment again, it's going to have the same information. So if I have the appointment, now this says March 20th, 2023, and obviously we're not at that date yet. So I'm going to just change this date for the, so that you can see me kind of do it, how I would do it. So if I was working this appointment on, let's change the date. Second appointment, it says 3/20. So let's act like that appointment was yesterday on the 12th, right? 3/12/2023, you guys see that down here, decision maker appointment. Let's say that decision maker appointment ended in them saying, we need you to come back because there was somebody else that should have been at that meeting that wasn't here when you did the decision maker appointment. So they say, we need to revisit to speak with the senior safety manager at this location. So this is what happened during that appointment, right? And I'm going to take the bold off of that because I don't want that to be bold. All right, so I've detailed that. And now, when am I going back, right? So let's say the appointment to go back, which is going to be the third appointment. And let me just copy and paste, make that easier. So let's say the third appointment is going to be 3/20/2023 at 10 a.m., right? That's going to be my next decision maker appointment. Let me put a little bit more space in between those. Right, so I have this detailed in there. Now, again, when you have an appointment and you're in your CRM or you're writing on your pad or wherever you keep your information at right now, if you don't have an active CRM that you have a handle on, right? What are you needing to do at this point? You need to now set another appointment, go to your calendar. You have to do all of these things. In Google Calendar, you're already there. So all you need to do is go up here and make that date. So obviously I'm using a date that I already put up there. So now I'm saying that date is going to be March 20th, 10 a.m. to 10:30. All right, so it's already in there because I'm using a date that I already had in there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and click save. And I'm not going to send this because that means Doretha going to get an email. And I want you to get that email, Doretha. So now I've saved it. So now if I go to March 20th, it's got that decision maker appointment right here, right? If I'm looking at my calendar on the weekly, March 20th, right? I see it right here, right? I can click on it right there, open it up, and all those details are going to be in there, right? Third appointment, so I know what I got going on. I know what happened on the second appointment. My attachment is still there. It's color coded, so I know what color it is. The other people that are part of this event, it's on their calendar as well. Even if I'm looking at it on a monthly, right? Open up my calendar for the whole month. I look at the 20th, you don't see it, right? But if I click 10 more, because that means there's 10 more appointments on this day. When I click it, there's my list of appointments. All I have to do is go to that appointment. Decision maker, 10 a.m. Right there for me. So it's just that easy to keep track of your appointments. And again, you can pull these appointments up by name and search. So let's say you don't have a clue when you have your next appointment with a contact pops in your head, right? And you say, you know what? I forgot I have supposed to be having a meeting with Anthony from Norris Logistics, and I cannot think of when that appointment is. All you have to do is go here to the search, click the search, and then type in Anthony Norris's name. There he is right there. There's all my appointments that are upcoming or that has already gone by right here. All I gotta do is put them in, either put his email in or his name in, and I can click on them as a contact, and it's gonna pull up anything in the system I have with them. Just this simple. Very easy to keep up with your contacts and what you got going on. It's showing me the date of every appointment that I have, that I've had with Norris, and any ones that are coming up for the future. So now I can say, okay, oh, here's the appointment I have with him. Okay, it's not until next week. I click on it. I can make sure I remember everything that's in there, make sure I don't have anything to do. And remember, you can set reminders too inside the account to remind you of what's going on. So that is you keeping track of that person in the calendar as a CRM there, right? So let me make sure that there's nothing here in the chat real quick. Let me see. All right, good. Nothing in the chat. Okay, so looking again over here at these side tools, right? So this was contacts. Remember, you can put all your contacts in there. You can star them. You can make them important. You can do all of these fancy things to them, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and close the contact area for right now. Now you still see this sidebar over here because there's other tools, right? This is Google Maps, which I don't need right now. This is tasks. So this is important because it may just be a simple task that comes up that you have to take care of. So I may click on this task button because I may have to put a task on my calendar that has to do with one of my accounts. Now you can go into your account and add it to that account as an event if you want to, or you can just throw that on there as a task. So let's say I get a message from Anthony Norris, and Anthony Norris says, hey, we're going to have to push that appointment from the 20th to the 26th. Let's say I'm caught up in something else and I don't want to go in there and do no details inside of that right now. I can literally go here to add a task, right? And all I have to do is click and add that as a task for me to actually put it on my calendar as a thing. So I can say update the Norris logistics appointment. Now let me tell you why this is important, right? I may be in my workflow and not want to go on account and do all of these different things that need to be done. So I'm just doing this just as something. So I say, okay, it's the 13th tonight. I'm going to do this when I do my preparation for the night. So what time am I going to do it? I may prepare for bed or prepare for the next day at 10:30 at night. So I'm going to say 10:30 tonight, 10:30 p.m. This is the task that I have to take care of. Update that account. I click OK, right? Done. Now, if I go to the 13th, which is today, go ahead and put it on day. Now you guys see today. Oh, that's the 20th. Hold on, get the 13th. Okay, now today is the 13th. Now I have it down here. You guys see this in blue? The task. This is a reminder for me to update the account. So now when I'm closing out my day and I'm looking at my calendar, what do I need to do before I lay down? Oh, wait a minute, I need to update that Norris Logistics appointment, and then I can go in there and do that. Once I'm done doing that, I can right click on this and hit delete after I've done it, or I can just mark it as complete and it's going to go ahead and draw a line right through it. Task is done, right? I also could have done this. See how it's lit up again? I could have went over here to the side and see this check mark box. Because I know some of us, right, we like to get that feeling of putting the check there, right? Yes, put me in the chat if you'd like to check your to-do list, right? So if you like to do that, all you got to do is go over here and click that check. It's going to draw a line through it right here. You're good to go. You took care of that update. You got to clear it off on your to-do list. You already took care of it on your calendar. It's done. Again, all of this happening, guys, and I still haven't left my calendar. So I'm running my CRM for the calendar. So now let's talk about, right? I'm not going to go into getting a Google Voice number because we don't have the time to do that, right? But a Google Voice number is free. I have a Google Voice number. So let's say that I want to make a phone call on Google Voice. All I have to do is go to Google Voice and then log in, and then I can make calls right from here, or I can call really from here if I had somebody I was going to call. So if I go to my contact list, let me see it. I'm trying to think of somebody I can call and not get in trouble for calling them at 9:21 at night. Let me see something. I want to see if I had Sharon in here. I do got Sharon in here. Is your number in here, Sharon? Man. I was gonna call you on here.
You ain't got me in your contacts?
I don't got you on my Google account. I don't think I got your phone number here. I don't know what that says about our friendship. Oh boy. Hold on. You know what? I just put Norris in here, so I guess I can call Anthony Norris. Don't answer Anthony, I guess, right? Let me see. I just put Anthony's number right here. So so if I'm here and I wanna reach out to Anthony, oh, you know what? I might not even have that connected that way. Hold on, let me do it. Let me do it a different way. So let me see. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Ooh, I didn't mean to stop my thing. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll pull it back up. I'm gonna go to Google Voice and log in, and then I'll show you guys how to call from use Google Voice to make your calls. And the great thing about using Google Voice to make your calls is it's hands-free. You're speaking right through your computer, so you don't have to pick up the phone and dial. You can type. You can do whatever you're doing while you're making that call. So that's really helpful when you're able to do that. So I'm gonna show you guys that here in a second. Let me see. We're populating. Come on. All right, so let me go ahead and share this thing here. Thank you, Elmer, for letting me know I could share it with you, brother. All right, so on the left-hand side, hopefully y'all can see my screen. On the left-hand side, and right now I got it on text message, so it's on text, but that's the phone number, that's what I can dial. But I got text messages, I got voicemails, I got archive, right? And then I got spam. This is texting. If you see a number on here, don't worry about it, because you probably text me on this number. It's no big deal. Some of y'all contact me on this number. So these are like text messages or whatever. So this is my Google Voice. So over here, you see where my contacts are pulled up, right over here. So if I wanted to call anybody, I can go through here, I can run through here to pull their name this way, or I can just put their name in up here and pull them up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and call Anthony Norris. And let me just put it in here and search. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Norris, where you at? Let me try this one.
I'm not in your contacts. What?
Yeah, and I just put you in here. Yeah, hey, read your number off to me. Just read it off to me.
216. 470. 8535.
Don't nobody be taking that number. Let me see something. Go ahead and grab that way. So if y'all see what's happening over here, is calling.
Anthony speaking, how may I help you?
All right, good stuff. Now you guys obviously see I can talk to Anthony without touching my phone. So if you want to plug headphones in your thing, you can, so you have a headset on, but I don't. I normally just call and talk right through my computer. Can you hear me clear? All right, good stuff. I'm gonna hang up. So the good thing about this, guys, is I can call on Google Voice directly while I'm handling my business, never have to pick up a phone, never have to do any of that. And once I make that phone call with that person, I can now go and document what happened. So I called Anthony Norris. We had a discussion about this particular account. After I finish doing that, all I'm doing is I'm going right back here to my calendar, right? And now I'm just going to my event that I have with him, and I'm putting the details in there, whatever event I have. So if I'm looking for that event, I click schedule. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to go to one that I already have. Hold on. 1 second. Participants and there we go. All right, so now after I have that conversation with Anthony, I got him pulled up, or I can just go here and I can say, all right, let me go to Anthony Norris, and then whatever appointment that I'm talking about with him, I would go to that appointment and I would detail whatever the conversation was that I had with him, right? Or if I pulled him up here in the contacts on this side, right? If I had him pulled up on this side already because I was calling him, then when I click on him, remember, whatever appointments I have with him are gonna be right here. I can locate it right here. And I can just grab that appointment and then type in there whatever details. So I'm able to call without leaving here. I'm able to document without leaving here. I'm able to put all the details I need right inside that calendar event, all within this space. If I have any additional tasks I need to add, I can do that right here. Or I can put them directly in the account. I can also use Keep to actually document things too as well. And Keep is nothing but almost like a OneNote. It's there's a couple of other tools that are out there that are similar to Keep, but they cost money. Keep is free through Google. So you don't ever have to worry about paying to use that, and that's right there. So you can notate things there that you want to have in their account, and you can click on that, and you can put whatever you need to put there. You also have your Google Docs that you can use, your Google Drive that you can use, so you can keep any kind of notes and things that you want to have inside that system as well. If you want to create PDFs and or have any kind of chart, if you say, hey, I like to have a list of calls that's on the Excel sheet. I know some of you all do that as well. You also have Sheets, which is the same thing as Microsoft Excel. So if I'm using Sheets, you can create you a spreadsheet with Google Sheets. And if you want to have that up while you're making your phone calls for whatever reason that you would do that, I don't use the spreadsheet for calls, but I know some of you all do. Just letting you know, if you fall in that category, you have the ability to do that right here. So you can create a spreadsheet, just click on a blank and pull it up, and it works generally the same way Microsoft Excel does. So some of you guys probably already used it before for something. So you can go ahead and do your spreadsheet here, and now you've got that, and it's interactive with the other things that you got going on with Google as well. So all of those things are kind of handy there for you to take advantage of in any way that you need to when you're using Google as an all-in-one to make sure that you're good on all of that stuff. So let me make sure I covered. Let me see. Yeah, Google Keep, Google Voice, Google Contacts. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was covering the stuff that I had here. All right, so those are just some things that you can do with Google. Like I said, this is going with Google Voice. This is really awesome. You can really use this to make your dial outs. And again, especially for the women on the line, you don't need to give out. And I know some of you guys are already doing this now. You don't need to give out your actual phone number. You can literally have a Google Voice number, connect it to your phone, and it's easy. This is nothing complicated. You don't even have to call your phone service. All you need to do is download the Google Voice app to your phone. When you download the Google Voice app to your phone, what's going to happen is it's going to say, do you want to connect this to your actual cell phone? You say yes. When you say yes, you want to connect it to your cell phone. What's going to happen is whenever your cell phone rings, there's somebody calling Google Voice, the Google Voice number is going to say to you, you probably have been a person calling somebody before and seen this, right? When you make that phone call to somebody and it asks you your name, you say your name, and then it looks for the person that you're calling, right? It lets them know. When it rings on their side, or if you have Google Voice and it rings on your side, it's going to say Robert Dunbar is calling you, right? And they're calling your Google Voice number. So you know that that person is not calling your actual cell number, they're calling the Google Voice number. Now you know that it's a customer or somebody you gave your number to that you didn't want to have your actual phone number. So it does separate those two so that you know that. But you can make those dials even from your phone. So if you go to your cell phone, click on the Google Voice app, you can dial the same way you dial on your regular phone pad, and you can make calls from there as well. Now I'll show you got to call from the computer because I'm talking about making dials, but you could have literally picked up your phone and just call that person and they can call you directly to your phone. So you can use your Google Voice as long as you have active internet. So if you got internet on your phone, that's good. Or if you use the internet in your house and it's connected to your phone, then you're good to make calls. But this is an internet phone line. So you can't call with this number unless you have internet on your phone or unless you're somewhere and you're connected to their internet, just so you guys know that. But again, you can text through here, you can call through here, you can take voicemails through here, and it even has like your spam will come here too, like if somebody spam text messages you and all that kind of stuff. So it's giving you that full phone service right here, and you can document, look at what's happening, look at who called you and all those different things as well. So it really does act as a full CRM. And there's a lot more that this entails. I mean, obviously, I'm just giving you guys something on this CDL call on a Monday night. But the training that I'm going to be doing That's going to be 6 hours. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more walkthroughs. There's going to be worksheets along with it. We're going to do a couple of exercises live in the training so that people actively know how to do it. I'm going to show you how to get a Google Voice number, how to pick what kind of number that you have, and all those kind of things. So that's all going to be part of the training there for learning how to use Google as an all-in-one. So we'll be doing that. So let me see if we got any questions here. I don't have to log in Google Voice to make calls. How do I make the call? Valerie, you have to make the call by creating a Google Voice number. If you don't have one yet, you can create one. If you have a Google Voice number, you should be able to log in with the same information that you log into with regular Google, because your Google logins are all the same. So whether you're on Google Calendar, whether you're on Google Gmail, Google Docs, Google Drive, it's all the same login because it's associated with that particular email. If you've got several Google emails, then you've got several Google accounts. And every Gmail address that you have all these tools attached to that actual email. So you can have all the same tools for several different email accounts. But whatever one that you want to be in, you have to log into that one and use that login to get into Google Voice. If you don't have a Google Voice number, then you need to create one through Google Voice as a service. So that's how that will work. So we got any questions on that? Let me see. Tennessee with the Florida cell number, will they provide me a Tennessee Google Voice number? Yes, Clark, you can choose any number you want. You used to be able to get an 800 number, but I believe now you can't get any more 1-800 numbers. I think they're all of them or something like that. I remember somebody telling me a few months back that you can no longer get a 1-800 number. You can get a number for whatever you want. You can live in California and get a number for Tennessee if you want to, because you pick your number as long as that number is available. Right, as long as somebody else doesn't have it, so you can pretty much do that. No other questions? Do I need a separate phone? Do I need a separate phone number? Yes, Earl, and you're going to create one when you get a Google Voice number. So like this number here, 904-290-2960, I created that number. So they'll give you an option to create a number. It's just when you go to create it, if somebody else already has that number, obviously they're not going to let you get it. They'll tell you that it's not available. But if you create a number that's available, then you can have that number. So that's how that will work. So you have a whole nother number that you're using when you're using Google Voice. So it looks like that's all the questions. If anybody has anything, close this chat out. Let me stop sharing my screen. So hold on. So Sharanda, you got anything on this? Where you at? Sharanda going once, Sharanda going twice.
Oh, it's a functionable number. I was talking, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Google Voice is a functionable number. You can text, all that. You can do everything you do with your other number. And you can separate it, like you said, who calling, But if you're gonna use a Google Voice number, please put a voicemail on there so they won't hear the Google person you trying to reach is not available. That right there is so unprofessional. Right there.
Good tip.
Yeah, I mean, because if you don't put that on there, that's what the people are gonna hear. The Google subscriber that you're trying to reach is not available.
Yeah.
But if you put your voicemail on there, they'll just hear your voicemail and the person won't ever know that you're using Google Voice. Because believe it or not, a lot of business just use that. And you don't even know because they have a voicemail on there.
Responding to somebody on Google, on YouTube here. All right, so good. So are you guys good? You guys have any questions about any of that? Raise your little automated hand if you got a question, or unmute yourself. I'm always so scared to tell people to do that because you get 10 people to do it. So no questions? Everybody's good? Going once? Going twice? All right, good stuff. So it's 9:37. So Sharanda, unless you got anything else you want to mention here. Anything closing out?
No, I have the accountability call on Thursday night from 8 to 9. And next month I'll be doing the CDLP training again. on the 29th of April. So, and it's $49. It won't be free.
Not free.
So, no, they did about 400 people Saturday.
I bet.
So we probably have 2.
Yeah. A lot of people took it. So yeah, that's where it's at. Good stuff. I'm assuming you asking me my email, Clark Burton, is Robert. I'm typing in here. Robert at.
That's a surrender because some lady kept saying, "What's
Oh,
your
okay. Hold on. Go ahead.
all day Saturday in the Q&A."
Good
So
stuff.
what now? What you say?
Yeah, but there was a lady in there in the QA. She just kept asking you after every question. She come back to you and say, "What's your email?"
No, she was talking to Chris.
Yeah.
I know. That chat was really busy. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet with 400 people. So guys, appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out with us again on another Monday night. All 4 of you guys. And we look forward to seeing you guys again next week, Monday. If you have any questions between now and then, hit the Facebook page or you can text me or whatever you need to do. So some of you guys know, just reach out to me if you got a question about something. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your week.
Likewise, thank you. Great training.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good
Hey,
night.
good stuff,
Bye.
Coach. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes, sir.
Good night, you guys.
Good night.
You as well.